Hello. Let me introduce myself. So, my name is CCNeverender, and I work with Speed Docs here. And CJ is our producer and our editor.
Hello.
There we go. So, nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Yeah. Congratulations on world record, big boy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
An unexpected world's record.
Yeah. Were you just doing runs for fun or not? Obviously,
I was doing runs mostly for practice for the HDQ race that we're gonna have. It's gonna be it's like one of the first runs of the marathon. I think it's the third run on Sunday, and I was just doing runs to practice for that, and then I ended up being on this really good pace, and it turned out to be world record. So I was pretty stoked about that.
Yeah. You beat Fathlow by 3 seconds, I think.
Yeah, 3 seconds.
Yeah, it's crazy. What's funny is I was watching Fathlow's run, and he does like everything, right? He does the jump rolls on 3-3, 5-5, 5-1, 6-1, 6-3, and 6-5. He does all of them, right?
Yep.
And then you did all of them, and you still beat him by 3 seconds.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. So like I must have had like cleaner movement in some places. I haven't watched his run, but that's pretty much all I can see. Because yeah, we did hit the same tricks throughout the run. Like at this point, the world record is optimized enough that you need at least all of those. There's another trick in 6-1 that saves 12 additional seconds, but that's like wildly considered the hardest trick in the game. So like if you hit it, then it's a great bonus. That's actually what I had in my previous PB. I actually had that trick instead of the second one that you can hit in that stage. So that's like a nice 12 seconds that you can gain from that. But like you basically have two shots at saving big time in 6-1, and me and Fathlow hit the second opportunity.
Okay. What is it about the Kremtut that's like the hardest trick in the game, though?
So like if you know how a jump roll works, you need to initiate a roll in the same frame as you land on an enemy. And like for most jump rolls, like that's basically all you have to do. Like you just press Y on the right frame, and if the setup is correct, then that's that. But for Kremtut, it's just like it's 1/3 of the battle, because of the spot where you have to initiate the jump roll is it's located between two platforms. The moving platform that you're usually riding in 6-1, and the platform on which the Kremling stands. So if you hit the jump roll, you have to wiggle very quickly to make sure that you do not land afterwards on either of those platforms. Wiggle long enough to make sure the moving platform moves past you, and then you can start going right. And afterwards, you have two vertical Bs that you have to skip, and those are also really tight to skip because for whatever reason, you're invulnerable when you're in a jump roll state, except for Bs. Bs can still damage you, so
I gotcha. So like the whole trifecta. Not only is it timing, it's also crazy positioning. And once you even get it, you have to do this really tight window for the bees.
yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. So I guess tell me about your history with DKC and stuff. When did you first start getting into it?
That was back in 2013.
Oh
I
wow,
was
all the way back then?
actually yeah, I was actually looking through the Twitch, not this, I guess the games on Twitch, like the list of games on Twitch, and I saw Donkey Kong Country actually, and Peachy was the person streaming at that time. But back then he had his old Twitch name, which was New Age Retro Hippie, and I hopped in, and I started watching him. Then I came back, and eventually I discovered other DKC and DKC2 runners, and it went from there. But like basically, Peachy stream was where it all started for me.
Okay. Okay. And so then you said that was in 2013, right?
Yeah, like early 2013.
Okay. Okay. When did you first do runs? Was it pretty soon after that, or did you wait a little bit before you got into it? Or
I think I didn't. I'm not sure actually. I have a hard time remembering. I think I like ended up learning the game in the next like month or 2 months or so, and then like I did runs, but then it was like mostly on and off. I wasn't sure if like I wanted to commit to speedrunning or not at that point, so I was just like playing on emulator with a pretty bad USB PlayStation controller, and yeah, it wasn't great. I still like ended up getting a decent time. I think I made it to down to like a mid 36 before like I decided to just like stop and take a break and move on to something else. Until I think summer of 2014, where I decided to pick speedrunning back up again, and then learn DKC2, and then it's where I really like started going hard into it.
okay, so you focus on DKC2 for a while.
Yeah, so like my main game for that reason is DKC2. Like DKC2 is the run that I prefer. It's my favorite Super Nintendo game, but like DKC was actually my first speed game, like officially my first speed game.
All right, I gotcha. Um, so you took world record in 2017, right?
For DKC one,
Yeah,
uh,
because you've had it once before. Before now, I forgot what year it was. It might have been 2018.
yeah, I think it was earlier this year actually.
Oh,
I think
really? Okay, okay.
yeah, I think I took it this summer, and then Fastlow took it back maybe like a month and a half later. Yeah.
Okay. Um, so you got to world record in 2018. How long had you been sort of coming back to it? Because I guess you said you focused mainly on DKC2, but did you kind of just go back and forth every once in a while, or?
Yeah, pretty much. Like I not necessarily try to like be well practiced at all times between both games and between like other speed games, but like whenever I feel like I want to improve a PB, or like I have to practice for a special occasion, like for this instance AGDQ, I do come back and play DKC1. But like for the most part, I focus on DKC2.
Okay, okay. So you were around for Eason got his 3259, right?
Oh
Which
yeah,
was,
yeah. That was a while ago.
that was a big deal, right?
I think October 2015. I want to
That
say.
is correct.
Yeah,
October 1st, 2015. My
yeah.
memory serves you well.
I was in it is chat. That was pretty hype.
I believe it because that was like the big barrier, right? 33, and
Yeah,
then
like like back then, super jump rolls were not a thing. Only jump rolls, like super jump rolls, got discovered a couple of months later. But like 32 was theorized to be sort of the god run at the time, and Eason just nailed it. And yeah, we were all sure that that run would stand for like years, but then like
they got undercut by that new trick.
Fate said something about it.
All right. So I guess tell me how did super jump rolls change like the run or the community? Like
So, well, the super jump rolls basically combine two already known glitches, which are the super jump and the jump roll. And like you can gain the speed of the jump roll with the height of the super jump. And as it turns out, it's extremely broken. And it made a lot of the stages, like even like normal platforming stages, that you could do jump roll setups in them, but not save time with. With the SJRs, then like it's a whole different game, you know, because you just set up a super jump and then you do a jump roll and it turns into an SJR. And because you have the speed of a jump roll, but the height of the SJR, you can sort of like fly across the stage, similar to like Super Mario World. I'm drawing the parallel right now, but like in 96X, you just fly over a bunch of stages. Well, with the SJR, it's like roughly that. You set it up, you get it, and then you just skip through basically the whole stage.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about it.
Just fly over the top. Like
yeah, basically. It's not like it's not used everywhere in the run because it requires 2 Kongs and a very convenient spot to set up. But there are still, I think at this point, there are like five instances, in theory, like 6. But like some of those instances are either like really difficult to nail or have been either replaced or ignored currently in the all stages route.
But that's always something that I've heard about this from some of the other people that we've interviewed, that it seems so strange, but there are jump rolls and super jump rolls that you guys don't use because it's too difficult.
Yeah. Well, there's one in particular that I don't use myself. Other runners do, but for whatever reason, like I just can't seem to hit it.
Which one is it?
It's the one in. There's one in 5.3. It's not that it's like particularly difficult to set up, but like for whatever reason, the window. Like I know it's only one frame, you know, but for whatever reason, it's harder for me to hit that one than the others. Like I'm less familiar with that one, so I would just rather not bother with attempting it and not getting it and lose around like 6 or 7 seconds in the process.
I gotcha.
Because I'm so inconsistent with it, right? Like my success rate with that SJR is like probably less than 10%, maybe even less than 5%. Whereas with the other ones, I'm like, I want to say like once every 2 or 3 tries, like I'm confident that I can hit them. So like it's a pretty huge difference. But like the one in 5.3, I'm just like, I just don't want to bother with it, basically.
Yeah, it was such like a particularly fragile run. It's just another break point where this is another
that
this
too,
could just totally go wrong. And then if you failed that, it's like, oh, there's another run down the drain.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, that's the kind of the feeling that I'm getting from everyone, is that it's like, yeah, we could do it, but man, if we mess it up, there's just an extra layer of like more shit you got to do.
Yeah, exactly. It's just the time loss is not worth it to me.
Yeah.
The time gain obviously is like very tempting, but like when you like compare that with my consistency, then like you see immediately that it wouldn't be smart of me to attempt it.
Okay. So we talked about how the breaking the 33-minute barrier was a big deal, and then just recently you broke the 32-minute barrier. You're the second person to get the 31XX.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it'll be possible at all to break the 31 barrier down to a 30XX?
Right now, no. Maybe eventually, but like it will require a madman and an insane run, because like it's been theorized that maybe a 30 would be possible, but then you would need all those really difficult jump rolls that we just don't go for.
Yeah, double the amount of frame perfect tricks in the run.
Yeah,
there you go.
Exactly. Like at least 3 more, including the one that I talked to you in 5.3.
Okay. I know that in your run in particular, you did a new trick. Or at least you're the first person to do it in a world record run. The super free roll, or the snack roll, as some people call it.
Yeah.
So tell me about that. What is that all about?
So that one replaces the super jump roll that we used to do in 6.3 at the cost of maybe like 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds, but like it actually makes it free. It's actually not a jump roll, as weird as it sounds. So the only thing you do is you set up a super jump, and then you have yourself grab a rope, still in super jump state, and then from that rope you dismount it, and then afterwards, because you're still in the super jump state, if you initiate a roll off a ledge, you will gain the speed of a roll, but you will also gain the height of the super jump at the same time. And so you are basically now in super jump roll state without having to hit a jump roll, which is pretty convenient because you don't have to worry about hitting a one frame window.
That seems really, really useful.
Yeah. And like I mentioned 5.3 earlier, that's also possible in 5.3, but unfortunately it does not save time over just doing the stage regularly. If it did, then it would have been a godsend because we wouldn't have had to worry about that finicky strat, that frame that I just so inconsistent at.
Okay. Are there any other places besides that it's possible to use?
In 6.3, it's the only known place right now where it saves time.
Okay.
Or I should say where it's convenient, because it loses time over the SJR, but like overall, it's such a good deal that you can't pass on.
Yeah, I mean it's free. Can't beat free.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just, like, it's still possible to mess it up, but compared to hitting a one frame window, like everybody would take that any day of the week.
Right. Okay. You are you're running at GDQ, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's what is that, like a 3-way race? I think you and Fathlo?
Fathlo unfortunately cannot attend HDQ anymore. It's gonna be me and Stu.
You and Stu.
Race.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I will be there, and I think CJ will be there as well. We're gonna go to HDQ.
All right. Well, make sure to say hi then.
I'll be in the crowd, and I'll come find you at some point.
Cool.
Because I want to see you guys, because we've been talking about this plan, and I think it'd be kind of a good idea to chat with y'all in person about the video.
Absolutely.
So. Okay. I don't know if I have any more questions for you.
Okay.
Just a short interview.
So, can I have a question for you?
Sure, ask me.
So, like, what is this podcast like? What do you guys do? Because this is the first time I hear about you, and I'm very curious. Like, what is the format going to be like? What is the interview like going to be about, and like, et cetera, et cetera.
So, the podcast is something different from the video. This is just what we use as our place to record the podcast, and so since we have it, we just use it to record the interviews. But what we do is we do speedrunning documentaries, kind of like Summoning Salt does world record progression videos. We do history style videos, and we look at the history, and then we sort of tell the story of the game. But we also interstitch interviews and things like that to help tell the story better, to give more perspective from the runners, because it's like, I'm an outside guy, right? I've never run DKC, but you guys all run DKC, and you guys are smart. You can tell the story yourself, and it's like, well, I'll kind of put everything together, and then you guys can help out in the middle, and I think it makes a much better
that's pretty sweet
documentary style thing. So
yeah,
that's what our plan is. Cool. We have a podcast on the side, which is me and my buddy Squidbird. We get speedrunners in here, and we have like a good old chat for about an hour or so.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's what we do.
So, and I assume like all your stuff, like all those videos, like they're on YouTube, right?
Yes.
All right. Cool.
I will send you a link real quick, since you're curious.
Mm-hmm.
So we've done, let's see, 4 now? No, 5. So we originally did, to start it all off, I wanted to do a Pokemon Snap any percent run, which is what I do, right? I'm a Snap speedrunner.
Okay.
And so I had done all the research and stuff, but I don't have any video skills. And my buddy CJ is a video guy, and so I went to him, and we're like, you know what, we can do this. We can knock this out. And so we came up with a script that night. I think we started doing voiceover and stuff like the next day, and we put it all together. And I think in like 5 days, CJ turned around and got this video out, and it was a big hit around GDQ. We decided to do more of them, and so.
And that's how it started.
Yeah, that's how it started. But
that's sweet.
Yeah, so we do a video. We do about 3 or so interviews, and the interviews are recorded and put up in full separately. They're like unlisted, but there's a playlist that's public. Mm-hmm. And then the video has pieces of the interviews, and then it's like, hey, if you want to see more, go check it out over there. So
Gotcha. And how long would it take before that video would come up? The DKC one?
We've been doing them once a month. This one's going to take a little longer.
Yeah, because of
you took the world record right there.
Yeah, no problem.
Right before we really buckled down into editing. So we're not gonna be able to get that out before GDQ like we wanted to. But it's okay. We actually
that's reasonable.
Yeah, we want to spend a little bit more time polishing it, so it's going to come out in January.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'll just jump in really quick. The one thing I'll say is that normally, when we dig, we eventually hit the bottom, and the more that we keep digging and talking to people, we just keep coming up with more and more. So we really wanted to, like, on top of you getting a new record and us wanting to make sure that we didn't just tack it on to the end, we just kept. I mean, every time that we ask somebody a question, it opens the door for 2 more questions. So
yeah,
we just
that's
really
usually how these things work.
Yeah. So we were talking to Eason the other day, and just earlier today, and he was saying something like when super jump rolls were discovered, there was like a debate about if they should be allowed. And I know never said that to me.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And it's stuff like that. It's like lost to history.
Yeah, because of that God run that Eason got. Yeah, some people were like, I guess, torn between like accepting it and like ruining Eason's good run, or like just ignoring it and like preserving its legacy, so to speak. But at the same time, like, you can't have super jump rolls banned but jump rolls allowed. So like that was kind of the breaking point.
Yeah. I can see the what do you call it? I can see why that would be a point of contention, but at the same time, it's like you can't fight progress. You have to go with the flow.
Yeah, exactly. Like at the same time, like it's what keeps those speed games alive. Like the more the tricks that get discovered, the lower the times can potentially get, and like it's just what makes speedrunning exciting in a sense. Like,
I agree. The only thing I can think of is like sometimes you find a glitch that like totally destroys the run.
Yeah, stuff like credit swap and such, but like those usually get put in their own categories.
Yeah, which is for the best.
Oh yeah.
But in this sense, I think super jump rolls doesn't destroy the run. I think as kind of frustrating as it can be with the single frame tricks. It does make things more exciting. It's more in depth. It's just an extra tool for you to use.
Yeah. So. At the same time, it's like it's funny how back in the day we were like complaining when the run only had 3 frame perfect tricks, and now the run has 7, 8.
7.
So yeah, it's like you don't know like what you have until like.
Yeah,
you get further down the rabbit hole, so to speak.
Yeah, my buddy Quo, who plays Zelda the Minish Cap. Every once in a while, I'm like, man, I wish we could find a new glitch in our game. And he's like, no, be careful what you wish for, because he's like, there's a double frame perfect trick that you have to hit at the end of a 3-hour run to save 15 minutes. Otherwise, you lose like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Shit. that's
that kind of stuff. Yep.
It's like, oh man, yeah, that's pretty rough. But
it is, yeah.
Well, it's speed running,
You take some, you lose some.
Yeah. Okay, V0oid. It's been really nice talking to you. I appreciate you.
Yeah, likewise. Thanks for having me, and I'm pretty excited to see the final result.
Yeah, man.